Hey guys, I'm Aditya Thakur and welcome back to Get Set Code by Newton School. In this video, we'll continue with Python and we'll take up Lambda functions. So now this is also an interesting topic. We'll get started and we'll see what Lambda functions are. I am Aditya Thakur. I'm an instructor here at Newton School. It is a platform which prepares you for your career in tech. They have courses designed for freshers, working professionals, and also for women with no tech background. They'll first train you for 6 months and help you become an amazing full stack developer. They have a network of 300 great companies who hire from Newton School, and after the training is done, they'll ensure that you're placed in the best company in the country. And the best part is they have a pay after placement program, so you don't have to pay anything until and unless you are placed. About the Launchpad initiative, so it helps you learn coding from scratch for people completely new to it for absolutely free of cost. Now this video would also be available in the Launchpad section and you can practice several quizzes and assignments. Now for today's topic, we're talking about Lambda functions in Python. Lambda function is a small anonymous function. It takes in any number of arguments. Now this is a very important point. It can take any number of argument but only have one expression. So how do we write it? We write it lambda, then arguments, then we use a colon and we type in the expression. So it wouldn't be clear as such. So let's take it to code. Let's see an example. So I'll go over to newtonschool.co. And here, if you do not have an account, then you can quickly sign up. Since I already have one, I'll just log into my account. This should take some time, but after you get to your account, navigate to the playground section and here go down to algorithm playground. Now you can create a new playground. You give it a title, Python, and a description. You can also use an existing one, but I'll just create a new one and this will take you to the code editor. Before getting started, we'll select our compiler. I have been working with Python and we have been using 3, so I'll go with Python 3.8.1. And now let us look at the example that we have here for Python Lambda function. The example is really simple. You need to add 10 to an argument A and then return the result. So how this works is we write in Lambda, we give it the arguments and we write the expression. So let's try using it. So what I'll do is I'll create a function, let us say like a variable name x, lambda, and I'll type in A is the argument, and then I'll use the colon and then I'll type in what I want to do. So I need to add 10 to this value of A. Now if I'll type in print, and I'll use this value, right? So I'll type in x and in the brackets I'll pass the value. So if I want to add 10 to 12, so I'll just pass in 12 here. Let's try running this program once. And it should print out 22 console. Now how this works is basically this x saves this lambda expression, and whatever value we pass here inside this x, it goes here where the A is and it takes in the argument and it performs and it does this expression on it. So what we are doing is basically adding 10 to A. So since the value of A is 12, it should return 22. 12 plus 10 is directly 22. So we can also change this value. Let us say 50. So if I'll pass in 50 here, it should go here. A should become 50 and then the expression would execute. 50 plus 10 is 60. So if I run this program, it should print out 60 to console, and that is how it works basically. So this is the first example. Things might not be clear with this example, so we'll take in another one, which is a multiplication example. So one of the points that I mentioned was you can have as many number of arguments as you want. So what if we want to multiply two numbers? So we'll take in two arguments. We'll take in A and B, and the expression would be A into B. So this x, which is basically like storing the lambda function. And now if I want to multiply, so I'll take in two arguments, A and B, let us say, and I want to multiply these two values. So this is the expression. Basically these are the parameters that we have. A and B are the arguments. A and B are the arguments, and A star B is the expression. Now when I'm calling this lambda function x, I need to pass in two arguments. So I'll pass in 50 and 10, right? And now if I run this, basically it should print out 500 to console. What is happening is this 50 is being saved in going to this A, and this 10 is going to B, and these two numbers are being multiplied. That is the expression. So 15 to 10 is 500, and that's what we have on the console. So this was like the second expression. And you can also modify these, like let us say we want more parameters, like let us say we need 4 different arguments, right? Now we'll type in A star B, and I can also multiply it with C, and I can also multiply it with D, right? And then I'll have to pass like 4 values since I'm using 4 parameters. And yeah, I'll pass in these values and run this program, and you should get 84,000 printed to console. And this would be similar to doing something like this, right? 50, let us create a variable called multiplication, where we are multiplying these same values, 50 into 10 into 12 into 40. And I'll run this and print out multiplication, this variable. If I run this, you'll see like the same values printed out. So this is the expression that is basically happening. This 50 is going and being saved in this A and B, and so on. So lambda is simply this function, which is a small anonymous function, and it takes in any number of arguments but can only have one expression. So you can only give one expression to it, but you can use as many arguments as you want. Now let us also this is the same example. We are just adding the different values. We are using 3 arguments A, B, C, and we just want to add these values and print it out to console. Now this is another example. So why do we use these lambda functions basically? So the power of lambda is shown when we use them as anonymous function inside another function. How this works is basically, let me just create a function. Let us say define my function, right? My fun. And inside this function, I'll use this lambda. So this my function takes in this n value, which is the only parameter, which is the only argument that it has, and it will return lambda, and it will use this value of A, and will multiply A with this value of n, right? So this is like this lambda is my anonymous function, but I'm using it inside this named function called myfun. So the power of lambda is better shown when we use these anonymous functions inside another function. So we have created this my function, and you're using the anonymous function. Now what I can do is basically I can make it into I can use this function in a way like, let us say my double. This is the my doubler function, which basically takes in this my function, and as argument it has like 2. So if I run this now, let me just pass the values and also print it out to console. My double 20, right? So what is happening is basically this my function has this n parameter which comes here, which is like what value we are multiplying it with. And when I use it like this my double, so it takes in this 20, and 20 goes to this A. So what is happening is 20 is being multiplied to 2, and hence we are seeing this 40 printed out on console. So the purpose of my double is to double a number. And similarly, I can also create another function called my triple, which would have this my fun value. My fun as 3, right? So if I print it out to console, basically $20, right? So this my triple function should multiply a number with 3 and return the triple value of it, and I can use it on 20 itself. So let me just run. So these two print statements are there and they should print out 40 and 60. But what you'll notice is we are using the same my function here. The only difference is the change in value of n, which is basically the argument for this my fun function, but this lambda remains the same. So it takes in this a value, whatever you will pass here would be saved to a. This n value would depend on the how the function is defined. My function, what argument is that, and that is how basically we use these lambda functions better. So the power is basically used when we use it inside another function. These anonymous functions can be really helpful in doing a number of things. In this video we just covered the basics, as in how to write these functions, and looked at some of the examples. But definitely once you will continue working with Python, you'll see like how useful they are. So for this video we'll only do this. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, do subscribe the channel and also hit the notification bell icon to stay updated with the new videos as they come out. And thank you so much.